On my page, yep. It's on my page, yep. Yo, appreciate y'all tuning in. We on another episode of HBCU Stories. We rocking it today with the fellas today. We don't have any females on today. I got denied for all the requests that I gave out, but we're gonna rock it out with the fellas today. And I'm joined by three close friends of mine and a family member. On top of that, I'm gonna start with my boy Artie, my homeboy from Jersey, representing. We we went to Johnson C. Smith together, and he's gonna be representing Johnson C. Smith. I got my cousin Kevin on the screen as well. He's representing Delaware State, and then we got my man Jermaine, who's representing Stillman College in Alabama. Man, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing this evening?
Good.
What's going on, cousin? Gentlemen.
No doubt. Hey, so what we like to do on here is just highlight HBCUs. Everybody has somewhat similar experiences, but they're way different. And we know how important HBCUs are to us and how they've impacted our lives. So I like to share it with the folks and just kind of reminisce on those things. So the first question I'm gonna start off with, and I'm gonna start with you, Artie, was what were the circumstances behind you choosing an HBCU when you went to college?
Man, wow. So I'm playing football in Patterson at one of the smaller high schools, but wind up becoming a powerhouse, Patterson Catholic Regional High School. So I had got quite a few recruitments from like Lehigh College, Colgate, but UPenn, University of Pennsylvania, was gonna had said, yo, we want him, he can come play for us. You know what I'm saying? It was all good. I had to take SAT. So this was my second time taking SAT. I'd already passed, but they had a requirement of an 800. And I missed by like 10 points. So I had a 790. And then after that, I was already a part of the NAACP Youth Council.
Right.
And one of the advisors there was like, you play pretty good. I know you were getting recruited. What's going on? I said, well, my last recruitment fell through, so I really don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to go to Rutgers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he was like, hey, I know a school where you can go play football at right now. I was like, all right, what's this school? He was like, Johnson C. Smith. And I wind up going, my mother drove down. My pop met us down there later. I went to South Carolina State that weekend. But it just so happened South Carolina State, it was like, I think they was on spring break or something. But there really wasn't nobody on campus. And it was huge. I walked around, met some coaches. Went to John C. Smith, and the yard was jumping. Do you hear me?
Right.
It was off the chain. It's like spring of 92. So I think you might have been a freshman at that time, Just.
Sophomore year, yeah.
When you was sophomore. So I got to that fall. So when I got there, you was an RA. Right. You was my RA. You was my RA, as a matter of fact.
Right.
Okay, cool. So anyway, I get to campus and it's lit. Women is everywhere. I'm like, man, this the place to be. Like, it's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't looking at nothing else at that point. They said I can come out here and play. They would let me walk on, and I actually walked onto the squad, earned some scholarship money. Had a great time as far as playing football, whatever. But man, that was it. I was just like, man, this place is jumping. They got women everywhere. I didn't know what curriculums they had or nothing.
So it was between Smith and South Carolina State, and you chose Smith
because
the yard was jumping when you got there.
When I got there, it was prime time. You hear me? Prime time.
That's what's up.
Prime time.
That's what's up.
That's serious. Because I could have got in. I had a connection with the coaches over there at South Carolina State too. So either way, I was going to walk on to the school, to the team. They was going to let me come to camp and walk on, and thug it out. No problem. I felt up to the challenge. So it was, as far as playing football, that wasn't a big deal. I really didn't start thinking about school until camp was over, and they were like, okay, you got to go to the registrar's office and you got to get in school. I said, what do you mean I got to get in school? I'm already accepted. He said, nah, you got to go to the business office and tell them how you going to pay for it.
Yeah. Pay that money. Pay that money.
Pay this money.
Yeah.
You hurry up, hit the payphone. Hey, mom, dad, like they say they want some money. I don't have nothing. What we gonna do? And it go
Right.
like that.
Right.
And that's
Right.
how I got there, man.
That's what's
Playing
up. And
football.
so Jermaine, what was your, and you're from Alabama, so HBCUs, y'all got plenty. And so what was the circumstances behind you choosing HBCU and why Stillman?
Like you said, man, we got plenty of HBCUs here. You grow up with the Magic City Classic, which Alabama A&M and Alabama State is the biggest weekend in Alabama that people talk about. Miles College right up the street. So yeah, knowing about black colleges was literally a thing here. But I at one point I thought I was gonna go to Morris Brown. I had been to the campus, loved it. It's Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, in the mid to late '90s. So it's jumping. I love there. A lot of people that grow up here, you see Alabama, Auburn all the time. So of course I thought about going to Bama. And then I took a tour to a small school, predominantly white institution, Montevallo University of Montevallo, about 30 minutes south of Birmingham. And there was somebody I knew from high school that was recruiting me. So I was like, okay, boom, I'll go here. They was like, yeah, we about to have a Greek chapter. We about to, start the choir. You can jump in and contribute. I was like, cool. It seemed like a cool dig. Didn't get my paperwork in time. None of that. And my older brother was already at Stillman and an older cousin, but I had never really visited down there. And my best friend from high school got accepted to Stillman. I didn't know what the hell I was about to do, honestly. I was like, am I going to sit at home? I'm going to the military. I don't know. I went down there with him, and his mom loved telling the story too. She asked if I wanted to ride down there with him. I did. I took the campus tour during the summer. And, our campus guy was an alpha who ended up being a great friend, Eugene. He knew my brother. My brother was a DJ on campus. He was like, you Bush, little brother? He's like, man, you all think about coming here? I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. About 30 minutes into the tour and, looking at the excitement and just feeling the energy and the love and knowing my brother and my cousin was going to be there, I was sold. I filled out the paperwork that day. Stillman accepted me. Greatest decision of my life, man.
That's what's up, dude. That's what's up. So you was kind of up in the air, and it was just like
very much up. Yeah, very much. I wasn't a teenager. I had a loving family. My dad, my stepmom. I was the youngest of everybody, so I was the last to leave the house. So my parents raised me like it was discipline, but it was like, look, man, you got 6 examples to watch. Just do what they did or do what they didn't do. Like we trust you, man. So my parents weren't hands-on, but they were very loving.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know, but God made a way, man. Stillman was the best choice I ever made.
That's what's up. Now my cousin down here, man, Kev. So Kev, what was the circumstances behind your HBCU? Why you chose the HBCU, and why Delaware State? Can you hear me?
Is he muted?
I don't know.
Just like Artie said,
yeah, we got you. Yeah, we got you.
Good. Okay, my fault, gentlemen. Yeah, just like Artie, I played football in college. Had a great time, and when it was time for to graduate, the schools came calling. I had some letters for some pretty prominent schools, but honestly, the most that I saw was in Rutgers at first. So I went to Rutgers. They took me up there. We had the breakfast and like I guess like the presidential skybox and overlooking the stadium, and they had the whole spiel for me, and brought me to the thing. But once once I told him, what my correct SAT scores, and this is what it really is, and they kind of went their separate way. So at that point, Coach Thomas, he was a young coach at Delaware State University. I don't think he had graduated, many years prior. He came to my school. I did video and TV production as a side like school thing that we had. So I created this like tackle stuff like that, music, and I sent it to all the schools. He came and he like loved me, man. And after that, he did everything he could do to get me in.
Right.
He really pushed for me. He really believed in me. And the thing that kind of took it over, Artie, kind of did the same thing. The school visit, man. We got there. A bunch of us got there. They broke us up from like positions. You with the linemen, you with the running backs, you with the receivers. The lineman was the craziest dudes on the campus, at the time. So we went. We had a great time. We party. We had music. People came over. It was just like, wow, this is how they adjusted. Started off in Camden, predominantly white. Black.
Right.
Then I moved to a suburb, predominantly white. And then I'm going back and seeing all my people. People doing great things that look like me. Beautiful, just beautiful black people in a great, environment. I could not say no.
Right.
And not to mention they gave me a scholarship also.
Oh, no doubt. That's gonna be the deal breaker right there. Yeah.
Time, it's like yeah. Yeah, scholarship money, you know what I'm saying? But then, like, at the end of the day, I didn't know the impact. I have to mature to actually see, the impact and experience has actually come to your life, So I couldn't really fathom that while I was in school, and when I was about to go, I didn't know, like, oh, this is HBCU. This is going to be great for my, development as a black man in America, and we wasn't talking about all that. So
right.
It was, it was a blessing,
Right. So that's what's up.
That was it.
Yeah, yo, cuz I don't know if it's a connection or something, but you're going in and out when you talking. Yeah, so maybe if you want to don't use the earphones, maybe we can hear you a little bit better. I'm not sure, or maybe, yeah. So I'm trying to see if I can do something to fix so everybody can hear what you're saying. So we'll get it fixed up. We'll get it straightened out. So the next question we're gonna do around the table, and we'll start back with Artie again, is you kind of had an experience when you got on campus and you saw how lit it was and was the reason why you were supposed to come to Smith, right? So what was the can you hear me?
I got you. Go ahead.
Okay. You came in the fall, you came in the spring?
I came in the fall 92.
Okay. And so what was your first impression when you got back as a freshman on the yard, like the first day?
I was like, oh shit. Okay, so you playing, because you playing football. So we got to report the first week of August. It's just us in the band.
Right.
So you walk on campus and it's nothing.
Right.
You just one of my relatives picked me up from the train station. I think I spent the night over there. Next day took me to the yard. I'm like walking around. Ran into this dude's like, hey man, where do the football players report at? Oh, we report down here. So I got my suitcase. It's old school. You got suitcase, no roller. It's hot. It's hot outside. It's scorching. It's southern heat, plantation heat. I'm like, man, what in the world? All right, so you go in there, and then now it's just all the football team, and you just in the herd. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and then because I'm a walk-on, nobody really knows me. Okay, I'm from New Jersey, So the majority of the team is from the South. So at the time we had a couple of New Jersey guys from Brunswick out there. You know what I'm saying? But you in a whole nother, I'm in a whole nother culture, even though my family is from the South and I've been there many a times and I spent, with your family, my family in Alabama and in South Carolina. Now I'm in the whole thing, like, okay, I don't know when I'm gonna see my parents again for a while. You know what I'm saying? Where do we go to eat? Everything is now is live. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So and you have a certain level of confidence and hustle about yourself. So you're not timid about leaving and going to this new environment, right? But now you're here and you're like, wow, okay, get in line, do this, do that. So it was a little bit different, but it also helped because I was able to make some friends through the football squad, upperclassmen and freshmen, that could guide you a little bit and give me information on how this is going to work. You know what I'm saying? But priority number one at this point is I need to impress the coaches to make this football squad. You know what I'm saying? So that was it. And then worse, I got put in the dorm room all by myself in Carter Hall on the third floor. You're a freshman. You don't know about your legs tired. You don't want to walk to the third floor to have to go to your dorm room because you beat up. I'm in a room all by myself. I ain't even have a roommate to talk to at night, to wake me up for the alarm clock or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be up. So everything was just raw. Like it was just straight survival skills. So it was like you in the thing now, buddy. You gotta sink or swim. If you look in the mirror and you like, you say you can do this thing they call football, so go out there and show somebody. You know what I'm saying? So and again, as a walk-on and then being from up north, I only met the coaches once.
Right.
So it's not really like they know your name. You just in the herd, like, okay, all right, I gotta make a play and learn it. And then I learned a new position. So it was great because once you got through it gave you the confidence and you know what I'm saying, that you needed to go forward at just being away from home. A lot of people, like, as an RA, you done seen them cats pack up in the middle of the night and just go home.
Oh yeah,
like, where you going?
I can't do this no more. Right. right. Right.
I got you. You like, dude, wrong. Yeah. And you're not. I'm not talking about like the rigors of a football camp or nothing. Nobody's bothering you, but just waking up on time, washing your clothes. Your mom ain't hit. For a lot of people, this was like a real, and I love it. I love that.
Right.
And I think that goes to some of the things we might talk about. But as far as HBCU, the fact that it's a buffer. You in the world, but it's a slight buffer for us that you're not totally just thrown to the wolves of society. You know what I'm saying? Because we still learning and we still maturing and we still growing. And the beauty of it is it's a bunch of people that look like you from all over.
Right.
And you get to test what you think and how things work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I remember you telling me you was on the swim team in Philly that they made the movie about later on.
I was on a swim team. I was on a swim team, and when I was growing up, and I was wasn't too many of us out there swimming. You know what I mean? So it was like
Now for me coming from Patterson, New Jersey, I was like, a swim team. What? Yeah. Y'all got black people that swim? Where you from again? Like, you know what I'm saying? We got the YMCA and the boys clubs, the boys and girls club. Yeah, you learn how to swim. You talk about a full swim. I was like, so y'all was like swimming. Like they be like, and all that. You like, man. I was like, oh, okay. Cool. All right, shoot. I ain't know.
It wasn't
ain't no black people swam like.
Nah, it wasn't like, it was funny because you would be at swim practice and like your boys be at the courts and they be looking over at the pool like, yo, what you doing? Yes. I was like, yo, swim practice. They like, swim practice. You know what I mean? Like, it was like one of those things, you got to wear them little shorts. Like, yeah, man, like, chill. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, one of those things. But yeah, it's just what it is. So Jermaine, when
Right.
you first stepped on the yard at Stillman, you had a cousin there or a brother, or you had family there, right?
Right.
So you kind of was familiar, but what was it like, I guess, coming out of high school, getting on campus, and now you in it? Like, what was the experience like when you first get stepped on the yard?
I honestly, man, I didn't even really lean on my brother and my cousin a lot. And then simultaneously, my other cousin was across the street. Stillman is in Tuscaloosa, which is the same city as the University of Alabama. So my other cousin, we're the same age. He was a freshman at Bama playing football.
Right.
So you got him playing ball. He's a all SEC linebacker. His brother's at Stillman. He's a Kappa. And then my brother is at Stillman, who's, the DJ for all the big parties. But I didn't really lean on their accomplishments, for my identity.
Right.
I don't know about y'all cities, but in Birmingham and a lot of cities in the South, high school fraternities are real big. Like that's why I learned to twirl canes. Like we had high school fraternities. We had like 30 plus members in ours, and there were like 40 groups across the city back in, the late 90s. So I actually came to Stillman with like 6 of my high school fraternity brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, there were 3 at first, me, my best friend, and another cat. And then in the spring, the other 3 were like, we headed to Stillman too. That's where it's popped. So we had our little clique. We had our little group. We used to get dressed. We thought we was better than flyer than the Kappas. We was troublemakers. You know what I'm saying? So when we got there, we was like, of course, chasing the girls or whatever, but we was establishing dominance. Like we here to socially take over. And we were not as focused in class as we could be. And then Stillman had just started a band. So in the spring, I won the position of drum major. And the football team was coming in. I got there fall of 98. Football was coming in spring of 99. So this was like major.
Right.
We like, we clicking on social. We got, girls here, girls there. Like they know who we is. They called us the Birmingham crew. We clean. We met some other new friends. We was trying to dominate. And fast forward to when football started that next semester. Well, I'll say by spring 2000, I was the only one left out of the clique.
Y'all the confidence of yourself off the campus.
Bro, when I tell you they had GPAs of like 0 point, well, I'm not even joking. They all got academically suspended. They got kicked out. Some of their parents came and got them. And I looked up and I'm like,
it's your fault. You was the ringleader. And you ruined
I wasn't the ringleader. I was the logical
Did
one.
you make it? You made it through, right? And you
I graduated everything. Listen, I was the one. I was the voice of reason that everybody didn't always listen to. You know what I'm saying? They all had, wore different labels. They got their ears pierced, tatted up. I still to this day, no ear piercings, no tattoos, no brands. I knew to do a little classwork. I was like, y'all, we got to do a little classwork. I thought they were doing a little classwork, man. They weren't doing any classwork, bro. So now, by the time my sophomore year start, I got a whole new group of friends.
Right.
People I'm in the band with and the choir with, people I became friends with through class. So sophomore year was like really, really different for me. There was a whole new different dynamic. And that's when I had to really come into my own. I got a job working at Ryan's. I'm getting my own little paper. Like I was really an independent dude, but I was only doing a little bit of classwork.
Right.
So now it comes, pledging time. And of course, everybody, the Alphas recruit me. My
Them
cousin was
down.
a Kappa.
Grades go down.
I didn't even have. I think I had a 2.3 at the time, and you had to have a 2.5.
Right.
So I just need to do a little bit more classwork, but I got a full schedule. I'm doing band, choir, work, very like involved student, but I just didn't. Class was like I'll do just enough, man. Like I like the other stuff. And so that kind of hindered me, having the undergrad pledge experience. Even though I got along with the Alphas really, really great, me and the Kappas kind of bumped heads, but I knew I wanted to be a Nuke. And then, fast forward to senior year. I know you just asked about first experience, but I'm just...
Go ahead.
Yeah. So senior year, I finally got my grades right. I got a little paper. I know the game. I'm staying in the good senior dorm. I done got a little more money on my scholarship. Like, I know the ropes. And here come the Kappas. Like, well, what you gonna do? You gonna be on this spring 02 line. And my boys was on there, and I was like, bro, I don't even want it no more. Like, I'm burned out, man. Bro, the Kappas to this point had rejected me twice. Tried to beat me off once, and I was just tired, man. And then I had to do another extra year of school, so it just wasn't even a thought, man. I was looking at other stuff, and long story short, man, I ended up coming through the graduate chapter with some great guys, man, very organized, just showing me the business of a fraternity and the real brotherhood. Like, we all still talk. We're 15 years in the bond now. It was, again, man, the best decision of my life. Yeah. So if I had a pledge undergrad with that takeover socially mentality,
you would have been with your boys. You would have been out of school.
It was a great experience, though, man.
You've been out of school. I mean, it's like I said, it's funny. You had the full gamut of the college experience. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you had too much on your plate, because a lot of times, and I'm just going to speak from personal experience and what I saw, sometimes them letters in school or make somebody just throw everything away because they'll just be, they're going to live a whole nother life instead of focusing on a little bit of schoolwork. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
And then a lot of times it make people way better, but a lot of times, you see some horror stories, and that's a whole nother episode though. You know what I'm saying?
I used to hide. I used to hide in the room from my bros a couple of times, man. They'd be like, we see you. I would hide in my room. I'd be like, man, I gotta do some work. I cannot hang out, and I'm not going to the plot. They be like, yo, they breaking my room. And be like, yo, what you think?
Yeah.
What you doing? Man. I ain't doing nothing, man. Like, we ain't seen you. Where you at? Nah, man, I had to break and take a couple of days.
And I understand. Yeah, and I understand the undergrad process. Like, I saw many homeboys online for Q, Alpha, Kappa. So I understood, that life. I always wanted that experience, as an undergrad, but it wasn't meant to be. But I got nothing but, respect for it. I didn't handle my business, but like I said, man, everything worked out great. Love the way I came in, but I, nothing but respect for it. I know I personally probably wouldn't have. Man, I'd have been on all kind of social and academic probation. I was already skating.
I hear you on that. So, Kev, Delaware State, first time on campus. What was it like? What was the experience?
Delaware State, we came down football camp. It wasn't the normal campus. We did the football camp thing. The campus was kind of idle down,
Give us the year, big dog. I always need the year for reference.
Yeah. What year you going there, Kev?
I went there 2001.
Yeah. Okay.
2001. So we actually got they gave us a little second. Then we went home, got our stuff together, brought it back. So we came down the first day as everybody else. It was amazing. You know what I'm saying? It was exactly what that college visit was, what I expected and more, meeting people, everybody, parents, dropping them off, and all that kind of good stuff. Learning, you gonna be across the hall from me, all that kind of good stuff. And that night, like, you know, it was, you know, the big freshman dorm, like you looked up and then like it was like huge party speakers hanging out of the door. I mean, hanging out of this window and that window and that window, and the music started, and the whole, you know, the whole middle of the campus turned into a, you know what I mean, turned into a party. It was crazy. It was not it was not a good, I mean, it was a great way to start it off, but it wasn't the best message to start off with, you know what I'm saying? Because we did a lot of that. And, you know, just like everybody alluded to earlier, it takes a certain level of maturity to be successful in college.
Yeah.
You know, that first semester, yes, I was on academic probation too.
First semester you was?
Absolutely, I was. Absolutely.
So I would say this, and like, and me knowing you personally, you know, you my little cousin, but it's like you had to basically set the tone because you got a younger brother right behind you, and it's like, all right, I gotta get myself together because I can't go down here wild out and come back home, you know what I'm saying, and do what you got to do. But I do remember, now that you bring that up, I do remember that conversation we had right before you left, because I had never been to Delaware State, you know what I mean? So I was just like, oh, this dude about to live it up. Like, you about to live a life. You about to be in something you don't even know what. You like, cuz I got it. You know what I mean?
I thought I was a guy. I thought I was, you know, I hadn't seen it, because, you know, like, the thing about black people is, like, you know, so you'll see a group of black people and like that's black people, but like these are DC black people, these are Jersey black people, these are Jersey, these are Baltimore black people. Like, we all got different accents, or we all dress differently, we all go about, you know, and it's crazy, like, just like bringing all that together and just like learning that about my people. Like, that was one of the, you know, I mean, that was huge. You know what I'm saying? It was huge.
Yeah.
Because, like, bro, you don't have to, like, everybody is different. You don't have to, you know, everybody don't gotta dress like Jay-Z with Rockaware and you know what I'm saying, all that stuff we used to wear. You know what I mean? So it was crazy, man. But it was amazing.
So let me ask you this, Kev, because like Delaware State, when you think about HBCUs, you typically think about schools in the South. So Delaware State might be one of those ones that's closer to the Northeast than any other. So the mix of students that you had on campus, because I know in Charlotte and I know in Alabama, you got Florida, you got Texas, you got, you know, California, you got the South, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, all that other good stuff. Then you got the Northeast that comes down south and still try to be Northeast down south. But you in the Northeast in Delaware, do you have the South coming there?
It wasn't as many, but people that was the Southern people were like, you know what I mean? They was like unicorns, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It was like one dude from Texas, like his name was Texas, like, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of stuff. But we, you know what I mean? We kind of embrace everybody. You know, you got your tough DC guys and your tough Philly guys, and they bump heads every once in a while. And it's, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's just a whole bunch of young testosterone, you know, all in the same vicinity. That stuff happens, man. You got your girls, you got your pride and all that, and things happen. But, you know, for the most part, you know, that blending, and, you know, it was a great thing. And we also had a lot of people from overseas, like the Africans, Europeans, and stuff like that. So I had a dude on my line from Caribbean islands, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of Bahamas and all that. So it was a great experience, man.
That's dope. All right, so we gonna get into the HBCU stories, and we can and let's like now, like, y'all can tell any story y'all want to tell. You know what I mean? Anything y'all want to share in this part of the broadcast, and whatever y'all want to share, man. Go ahead, and I'm gonna start with Artie.
Yo, Justin is the reason my freshman class did a panty raid.
No, that wasn't me. Come on, man. Don't blame it on me, man. Get out of here with that,
he started this. I'm trying to tell you. He was like, yo, y'all ain't gonna panty raid. And we was like, what? What are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you mean? You mean really? Like, it was like, so then what was the other on the second floor was Damon.
Damien was on the first. I was on the second. Yeah.
Right. So they were like, yo, y'all got a panty raid. So then some upperclassmen football players, some sophomores who panty raided the year before, they come over to our joint and say, yo, when y'all gonna panty raid? It's homecoming week. We got a panty raid. You're like, so now you got all these guys like, well, we don't want to let the tradition fall. So we gonna panty raid. Hey man, crazy. I don't know who dudes wrapped up like, like ninjas and so forth with t-shirts and everything. They got baby powder, they got oil, they got water. Man, it was just crazy running through the girls' dorm. And they were like, yo, somebody gotta know a girl and tell her to come down to open the door. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, tell her you just want to talk to her for a minute. We just bum rush the door. Anyway, act crazy. And it was bananas. Freshman year. They ready to kick all us out.
I'm going to deny that I had anything to do with that because I know I didn't tell y'all the penny rate. I know I didn't say that. I know I didn't say that.
No, but you just plant. Y'all just planted the seed. Y'all was like, y'all got a panty raid. Y'all gonna be weak. Y'all gonna be freshmen and y'all don't panty raid. Y'all weak. We ain't want to be weak. We freshmen.
I will say I remember our freshman year, the panty raid that happened during homecoming. I remember the freshman girls in Myers Hall didn't play. And all I know is they went into the girls' dorm. I saw 30 dudes run in. I saw 28 dudes run out. And I seen 2 dudes run back across the street butt naked. And I was like, trapped. Yeah, I was like, I got trapped in the room. I guess y'all not penny raiding in Myers Hall.
Get out of there. Just saying. It was crazy, man.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then, freshman year was love. And then just learning, like we said, like Kev said, man, different black people. Like we the same, but we different, man. And I was like, man, it was so good. The DMV people, we had our Charleston people. The only reason I believe that you don't have a major migration of Southern kids going north, because of that's like reverse migration for our people. Because most of them went from south to north. So now they've been living in the city, and they parents like, I'm gonna send you down south. I want to for school. I'm gonna get you away. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the mindset too, because a lot of kids from up north that went to school down south had never seen the campus, never was on a college tour. This is a black college that accepted you, and you got put on a train, plane, or automobile, whatever was gonna get you there to get you away from the city. So a lot of kids from Chicago, Smith had Chicago, from Chicago all the way over to the East Coast, Northeastern, as far as that goes. So we had kids that had, like you said, the first day culture shock was freshman orientation. And I'm pretty sure other schools had it, but we had Reverend Lowe, and Reverend Lowe used to coordinate picking up all the new freshmen from the airport, the train, and the bus, and bringing them on in, because he went around the college tour. And God rest his soul, you know what I'm saying? But Smithite to the end, to his core. And he would bring all these kids in. So going back to Kev, it's just one of those things, but just seeing all these different types of black people, they different cultures, and then all that meshing together at once.
Right.
We had our frictions at Smith too, with these different fashions and whatever. But at the end of the day, we always able to, coexist for the most part, and learn how to love each other for just being alumni. At John C. Smith, if you went there one day, you was Smithite. It don't even matter. You could have went one day and left, you Smithite. That's it. Hey man, I went to Smith, man, was there for 2 weeks. Oh, you a Smithite. That's it. You in the family. We ain't letting you out.
Right.
I watched kids, and then John C. Smith being so small, I watched kids transfer to other HBCUs and then transfer back. Like, nah, I couldn't get the same love in Virginia as I did here. It was just different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But again, just learning to love the people around you. Your friends was enemies, your enemies was friends, and we still trying to all get this paper. You know what I'm saying? So we got all that mixed together, man. I thought it was I had a great time for the 5 years I was there.
No doubt.
I can't even complain.
We'll go to another story from Jermaine. Jermaine, can you think of something that reminds you, or do you remember about the HBCU experience?
Oh man, I tell the ones that won't get me arrested, but I gotta let bro.
20 years. 20 years. As long as you make it 20 years, you good.
I gotta let bro know the main reason South people don't go to up north schools.
Mm-hmm.
One word: weather. We're not giving up our weather, bro. We're not giving up 70-degree Decembers for what we see y'all in them bubble jackets. So that's the main reason. But
you want but they want a bubble jacket though.
Yeah.
I mean, we want it for like a week. We get over that though. We get over. We can't deal with that.
Everybody in the South got a winter coat.
right.
Bro, we buy one,
but it only be like 60.
One for like 15 years. That's it. I got a bunch of hoodies and jackets in my closet. Real talk. But no, man. I got a lot of experiences, but I think the cool thing about going to a HBCU, especially a smaller one, and y'all probably agree, no matter what HBCU you visit, like you feel at home on that campus. Like I've been to so many. I've been to Smith. I just wanted to ride by because I heard of it. And I remember riding by the Bull by the stadium, I believe. And I was like, it's a nice campus, but you know the makeup doesn't change. You know there's a central location where everybody hang, whether it's like the student building or whatever. You know the dorm that look like the brick projects, that's usually the jump off, the little area there. Then you got your Greek area, whatever, and then everything else you just have to. And then there's probably a car wash, a hand car wash somewhere close, or some real projects. So The makeup don't really change. You know what I'm saying? Like city to city, state to state. It's like, man, when I go to Tougaloo, I go to Johnson C. Smith, you go to FAMU, you go to Jackson State. I went to Howard last year, and I was like, dude, it just feel like home, man. I think that's a spirit that feels lovely, and also getting to take those road trips because you meet so many different people and you meet different. I had never heard of Oxon Hill, Maryland, Hyattsville, Maryland, Warner Robins, Georgia, even Greensboro, Alabama, and all these different places. And, you meet friends from these places and you're like, all right, well, I ain't doing nothing. I'll come visit you during the summer or whatever. Like, yeah, man, my mom will cook or whatever. So we used to take road trips, man. And that allowed me to like see a lot of different parts of the world. And a lot of different small towns that my friends were from. And I'm like, man, like it's dope. Like, just getting out and seeing different things. A particular story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, which one ain't gonna get me arrested? San Diego. This had to be 2003. I'm about to graduate, know the ropes. Stillman got booked to play Clark Atlanta in San Diego for a classic game, Gold Coast Classic.
Okay.
And like this was dope, man. Like the dudes, they flew both schools out, bands, president, everybody. And the game was pretty live, played at Qualcomm where the Chargers play. So this was like huge. We get on this jumbo jet flying out of Birmingham, and I remember one of our dance girls in the band, she had never flown. So when the plane was about to take off, all I hear was like, ah, and they had to restrain her. They had to give her the shot. Like she just was not ready to fly. I was like, cool. I've been on planes before.
They gave her a shot.
Yeah, they had. I think they gave her like a sedative, bro. Yeah, freaking out.
The airplane stewardess.
Not cool.
From what I can remember, all I remember they were just around her, whatever, and then she went to sleep. So it's a little fuzzy, but I remember
it choked out.
Right.
Don't say that. It choked out.
Look,
man.
I was a flight veteran by then. I took a little nap. I woke up. They was like, you look to your left, you see the Grand Canyon, whatever. So from the Grand Canyon to San Diego, I'm up. we get to the airport. Everybody got to check their equipment off. Get to the hotel. We were the last flight in. I'm knocked out. Go to get to my room. I'm knocked out. I woke up maybe about 7 o'clock local time, and one of the other staff members that was in my room, he's like, "Roommate, get up, get up, get up." I'm like, "What? He's like, "Man, I looked out the window. It's police everywhere, fire department everywhere." I'm like, "What happened, man?" I felt like I was just asleep for about an hour. He was like, "Yo, so apparently some dudes, this girl saying she got raped. It was a big fight. Some students tried to go across the border to Tijuana." I'm like, "What the hell? We haven't been here a few hours."
What?
A few hours, bro. And so, but I slept through all the madness, so I wasn't a witness or accomplice to anything. And crazy thing like that, that night, man, I don't even know how this happened, but everybody was up, of course. We got put on lockdown or whatever. And I remember like the little girl I was dating or talking to, one of the flag girls or whatever. Don't ask me how. I don't remember. I don't know. But there was some physical activity in her room with 3 other roommates. I don't know. I don't remember the circumstances. That all happened in like a 4 to 5 hour window.
Yeah, yo, so y'all not allowed back in San Diego is what you saying? Like,
no, they invited us back the next year.
They said, "Hey, they lit. They got this thing jumping. We need to bring them back to San Diego. Let's go."
So, go look it up. You'll see the years. Stillman versus Clark Atlanta in San Diego. And I think we beat them in football. I know our band was better, but yeah.
That's crazy, bro. They must try to go to Tijuana. They try to go to Mexico after they landed.
And everybody know if you ever been to San Diego, the first thing they tell you, don't carry your ass to Tijuana.
Yeah.
Like, it's the first thing they tell you. But nah, man, knuckleheads.
That's funny, man.
Now I gotta go to San Diego, and I gotta walk across the border just because they told me not to. Now I gotta go. Hey,
that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. And
I gotta go now.
Artie would have been in the car like, "Yo, let's roll. Let's go. I'm down."
That's it. Tell him Gus I go. Let's go. Say less.
Yeah.
Say less.
Kev, what's going on? What's the story?
Like I got so many, man. But we're gonna go with this one. All right, I'm gonna segue this by saying, you know what I'm saying, I went to Del State, pledged Alpha. My little brother went to Del State, pledged Alpha also. You know what I'm saying? So he had a lot of one up on people when he got to campus because he knew everybody. He knew that, you know what I mean? All my young boys that I left, they had been to the house. He had hung out, we had chilled. So all right, boom. Another piece of this segue. We we was in this predominantly Caucasian school district when we went to high school. So we did a little bit of underage drinking, you know what I'm saying? So that was just something that was just kind of like the culture when we grew up. We played football or whatever. So this story is why this was my brother starting to be a legend at Del State. My brother's a Del State legend, you know what I'm saying, as well. So boom. I'm about 20. I'm 20. I hadn't pledged yet. He came down for homecoming. So this was his first time at Del State. So he's walking around. He kind of like the guy. I'm the guy a little bit. You know what I mean? I know this guy. I know that guy. He's walking around, meeting girls. This homecoming. So campus is on fire. You know what I'm saying? Artists, walking around sometimes, whatever. So, he talking to girls. We doing our thing. So we get, we went to my man's room. And we had and this was these was my guys, but they was like the hood. They was like the hood cats on campus.
Mm-hmm.
So I goes over there because that's my dude. They over there drinking. We talking. Got my brother. So my man Lito, shout out to my man Lito. He's from Jersey also, Pennsauken. You know what I'm saying? So we got there laughing and joking. And my little brother gets a little antsy with him. He started, talking crazy, ain't going back and forth. People laughing. whatever. So long story short, they kicked my brother out, like, yo, you gotta go, young boy. You gotta get out of here. So we on the way out, we talking about a room full of hood, dude, ain't nothing but Scullies and, you know what I'm saying, Black and Miles, and, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So we on the way out. So, you know what I mean, he yells, big ass nose. My man Carl got a big ass nose or whatever, right? Big ass nose. Whole room falls out laughing, whatever. We watched the aftermath. We actually rolled. So later that night, we get to the party. We laugh. Everybody laughing about that. They coming up to him, yo, that shit was funny, blah, blah, blah. We having a great time. You know what I'm saying? So we get in a party. We party. And this is a Dell State homecoming gym party. Like, could be 1,000 people in this party. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we get lost in the party. You know what I'm saying? So I'm walking around. I'm like, let me hit the bathroom. I'm on the way to the bathroom. My homie that I played football with, yo, man, there's somebody in the bathroom talking about, do anybody know Kevin Blackshear? I'm like, oh man, all right, I'm on the way. So I'm almost to the bathroom. Yo, man, somebody looking for you in the bathroom, bro. Somebody else. I'm like, oh man. So I get to the bathroom, I'm looking. You know, I get to the looking around, get to the handicap stall. My brother's in there, laid out, face first, laid out. Conscious, talking to people, but just laid out. You know what I'm saying? You know,
been there.
On the gym bathroom floor, probably because it's cold or whatever. Oh, bro, what's up, man? We out, man. We out. So I get them up. We get them up. I look, it's the little handicap sink full of upchuck. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. Wait a minute. Was Sean, was he in school or was he in high school still?
He was still in high school, man. But okay. I wasn't trying to make him go crazy. Like, you know, that's why I segue, because a little bit of underage drinking was not too uncommon for us. You know,
right.
We don't condone that behavior now, but that was
he said now.
Yeah, we don't condone that now, but you know, that's kind of the culture how we grew up, you know what I'm saying? So all right, boom, we on the way out, you know, the party's still going on, but my brother, he nice, but he conscious. We go out, people still talking about the thing, yo, you was wilding in the room, blah, blah, blah. So we walking, people talking to us, we get outside. As soon as we get outside, this dude gets the WWF wrestling walk, super quick wrestling walk, like he got somewhere to go. I walk, he takes off. I'm like, bro. I'm walking behind him. Yo, before I get to him, face first into the concrete. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm running to him. I'm running. Yo, he gets up. I'm good. He gets up. yo. All right, boom. He falls on his chin. Boom. He gets up. Before I can get to him, he falls again. Same spot on his chin. Boom. Yo, I got him up. We went back. We got some food. I got him together. And, you know what I'm saying? At this point, homecoming wasn't over. You know what I'm saying? So
for him, it was.
So it wasn't. Okay. Because mom wasn't coming to get him to the next day. So he had a whole nother. So he had the whole experience of he had to go to the cab. He had all right. So woke up next morning. He had it was like a prune or some type of chicken nugget that had permeated from his food. We like this, you know what I mean? He like this, talking, you know what I mean? He on this joint.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? And but he gutted it out, man. He still had a great time, and that's at that point, yo, he had his first embarrassing story in college before he even went to college.
We got to college. So did he already know he was gonna go to Dell State before all that even happened? Like he felt like he was gonna go to Dell State?
I felt like he did. He was better than me in sports. Like he actually had a track scholarship.
Right.
At the time, he was our school's he had our school's record for shot put. He was like
Right.
the record holder. I think, you know what I mean, since then, 10 years ago, whatever, I think somebody got it. But he was nice. So, and, you know what I mean, all these people that he knew was there. And he just, you know what I mean, the environment, I don't think he was even looking at anybody. Like, if oh, yeah, you could go to Florida State and be a Seminole. You go to, you know what I mean, this huge school, maybe so. But if, you know what I mean, I
Right.
felt like Florida State was probably it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he, you know what I mean, he
That's
came, he came as a freshman. He was already a sophomore. Like,
They already knew who he was. Yeah. They were like, oh, that's the drunk dude from Homecoming. Yeah, no doubt. So what I like to do at this point, because we're gonna wrap this up in a minute, is if we talk about HBCUs and the importance that they've been, we've talked about in the past, and we talk about, I think Artie, you talked about it a little bit earlier. Whereas if it's like-minded people, same culture within one environment, which lets you be grown, but it just doesn't throw you to the wolves. And a lot of people don't recognize some of the hand holding that goes on, or the vested interest that some of the faculty and staff and other students have towards people that go to that school, and how it's helped you through your future and where you stand today. Piggybacking off of that, you guys have children. Would you recommend them going to an HBCU?
As far as children,
Yeah.
I think we really got to look at catering it toward the child and what their goal is and what they're trying to achieve. You follow me?
Right.
So I'm not going to be naive and tell you that, like Kev said, if you could be a Seminole, or if you're going to go to Clemson and you got those type of opportunities, well, you're going to be in a situation, whether you know it or not, that's kind of like a bubble.
Right.
Because my sister went to Alabama A&M for 3 years and did 2 years at Georgia Tech to get an engineering degree. And she says you never saw the basketball team at G-Tech. You never saw the football players at G-Tech. They take classes somewhere else. Now, granted, I know she's in the engineering department, so you ain't got too many engineers trying to play football or basketball at Georgia Tech. I get that. But that's a different situation. So if you're not in a situation like that, I highly, highly, highly recommend, as an African American, Black person, however you want to identify, person of color, I would say go to an HBCU, because family.
Right.
You become a part of that HBCU's family and fabric of that university. You know what I mean? Number two, like, and that family part carries you after college as well. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Also the fact that, like you touched on, there have been, you can't count the number of times a faculty member or maybe another student pulled your coattail and
Right.
was like, yo, you like me, I'm hearing your story. Let me go ahead and advise you, stop you before you screw this up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You totally, with this male, female, you totally on the wrong track right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do take heed to it, because again, you away from home. So and being away is good, because you got to grow up. You got to make the mistake. You got to learn why you don't mix these alcohols. You got to get your sea legs under. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get out here a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times too, we allowed to experiment. It's a safe environment to experiment with life.
Right.
Okay, in all aspects. People would meet me would have never thought I would have pledged the fraternity, and or become an Omega. They were like, you don't seem the type. But you know, I met guys and they kind of brought you in, and you kind of got to know them and playing ball and everything. So some of those things happen. But I would say that the love you get at an HBCU, you know what I'm saying? From the lady from the cafeteria lady.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you done got cool with the cafeteria people. They're like, come on, Miss So-and-so, come on now. I'm hungry. Another piece of chicken. No, you ain't supposed to get that, boy. She might want, but you know what I'm saying? But you always nice, you courteous, and she, you get that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Campus security. They done got you. You screwed up this time. They got you.
Right.
And they like, yo, you owe me one. I'm gonna let you slide. Because you
Right.
really ain't a bad kid. I've been hearing your name around here. And it's coming from a dude who almost got kicked out of Smith 3 times. They tried to get me out of there. I was hanging on by like a man. I was just hanging on by a thread. Okay.
Right.
So those things, those aspects, and then I think our HBCUs, as far as education, they bridging the gap still. Most of our HBCUs was founded to educate former slaves or the children of former slaves, to make our seminaries and all these other aspects. They may not be on those specific to this day, but man, bridging the gap in all these school systems in these urban and rural areas that are predominantly Black, where they not getting what they need, and
Right.
bringing you, when you hit that freshman class, especially some of our ball players that do have to take that are accepted, but they taking remedial courses that freshman year. That's why they not in no classes with you, okay? Because we trying to bridge the gap to get them on the college board level, and then again, teachers and so forth, tutors that saying, "Hey man, we can help you along," without making you feel inadequate,
Right.
without demeaning you, where you want to kind of pull away from the reality of the situation that you need help. And especially for the young brothers, I think being in the dormitory your freshman year with no car and you got to deal with everybody, you start making new type of friendships that last a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? And because right now in our communities, we don't. My roommate was from the Bronx. He had to tell me, he was a little older, so he was like, "Yo, you got to talk to people." I was like, "Man, I don't talk to people. I don't know them. Why would I talk to somebody I don't know?" You know what I'm saying? He's like, "Well, you ain't home no more. We got to talk and get to know some more people." You know what I'm saying? And come out your comfort zone a little bit. So as Black males, I think that dorm, the Castle Gray Skulls or the project looking dorm with the dump offs and sliding through all that, and they doing extra weed smoking, and there's always liquor bottles or beer bottles somewhere in the trash. Being together breaks down some of them barriers so that we can become a community of brothers that can go out in the community and be more positive. So it's a lot that goes into being at an HBCU, man. And
No
like I
doubt.
said, family, the love, the mentoring, and then there's just the growth.
No doubt. Jermaine, what's going on? What's your thought?
When I do have kids, they'll be exposed heavily to the HBCU experience. They'll probably know every conference, they'll know about HBCUs for sure.
Yeah.
We'll definitely take plenty of campus visits and everything. But if they decide to go wherever they want to go, it'll be real researched. And like you said with G-Tech, if they decide that there's a PWI that's best for them, we'll support them. But just believe, they'll have the banners above their crib. They gonna know. That'll be my child's upbringing. He said something interesting I never thought about. The dynamic of North versus South versus, like them being more standoffish. As I visit the East Coast, it's like, look, we about our business. I don't know you, and we just move. And I respect that. But in the South, we speak to everybody.
Yeah,
like everybody's.
I had to get used to that, Jermaine. I had to get used to that, man. We don't. But I remember, like, I'm gonna give you my mindset and Artie mindset and Kevin mindset, because we all from the Northeast. When somebody being that friendly to you and they don't know you, they setting you up. And that's our mindset. So they like, yo, why you all friendly, man? I don't know you like that. And then so I had to learn to put your guard down, man. Stop being so standoffish to people. And I learned it, and I learned it in one semester.
No, I understand why, but like here, it's the exact opposite. If you're not speaking, what the hell are you up to? Like you, strangers walking down the street. Was it even if it's real quick? What's up, bro? How you feeling? Especially if you black. Especially if you black. It's like, what up, bro? You know. Oh, this nigga not speaking. What? Oh, okay. Hold up. Oh, whoa. So that's wild, but that's the culture here. Like, you know, we speak, and meeting our friends from like up north area, like my DC friends, my Baltimore, New York friends, even a one Delaware friend, um, they didn't go back.
Right.
They all still in the South.
Right.
Like they ain't going. They once they got acclimated to the food, the weather, the women, the cost of the weed, the housing market, they ain't went back. Like they all still here.
Right.
So it's black college is so dope, man, for the reasons that we talking. Just the plethora, the gumbo of black people, because
yeah, I like that.
Especially in the South, like everybody's different. The Atlanta crew in college, everybody knew a rapper. That was their thing. The New Orleans crew, they was mostly musicians. They had that wild accent, and they was troublemakers. Memphis, everybody got a different accent. Everybody just different, and then you converge on one school. It looking back, man, it was so damn dope, bro. The HBCU experience is so dope.
Yeah. Kev, wrap it up.
Yeah, man. HBCUs, yes, I would definitely steer my children, in the direction of an HBCU because, um, you know, any school you can go and get your education, you get your math, you get your science, whatever. But to a certain extent, a HBCU teaches you how to be street smart. You know what I'm saying? If you need a little bit more of that, because we still developing and all that when we go there. We're not all the way mature. We still learning. You know what I mean? We still learning who we are, and it teaches you how to be how to be a black person. You know what I'm saying? It teaches you, like you around these people who from the security guard to the head of security and the head of everybody who's an administrator around there, and you can just see people who look like you doing great things. And then another thing is a teacher in the HBCU will work with you. I feel like a little bit more. I have degrees from also different situations. I have a master's from Wilmington University, and I got a master's from Arizona State University. And they don't really work with you as much. But now looking back, I feel like the teachers felt like it was more important to have another college educated black man out here than to brag on just because nice with fractions. Like you know what I'm saying? We gonna get past that. We're gonna have your college educated self out here, passing on a positive legacy and all that. They not, they ain't do a whole lot of impeding. They did more helping out, and putting you close and put you under wings and giving out game and stuff like that. I ain't get a whole lot of game from these other spots. They giving out wisdom and they giving out experience.
Especially our females.
Yeah.
Especially our female administrators. And them old ladies pull you to the side and be like, "Come here, young man," and they read you. Because, like you said, Kev, we need more educated black men out here. They tell me you an alpha. You not upholding what I thought an alpha or Q or cap. Young man, you need to get, you know what I'm saying? And you kind of be a little embarrassed, like, say, no, you won't, you know what I'm saying? Almost like a mother or auntie or grandmama. And yeah, man, I didn't think about it, but you're right, bro. Just working with you to get more educated black men out here, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, the administrators was invested in my success. I felt like they wanted to be a part of it, and they wanted to be the success story of who I was. They wanted to be a part of it. and they preached that to me, and they stayed on me. I had professors that knew who I was before I took their class, just based off the conversation they had with other administrators or other faculty members. Was like, keep your eye on him. That's a good one. He's going to challenge you in class, so forth and so forth. And it was like I got to class, they were like, yeah, we know who you are. So that was one of the things that I was shocked about in my HBCU experience. And they kept in contact with me when I got done. They wanted to know how I was and how things were going. And when they saw me come back on campus, they wanted to know how things were going and how was the job and where was I staying and where was I living, stuff like that. So you got to realize, man, it's bigger than us just spending that money and registering for class. I mean, these people are invested in you for the 4 or 5 years that you're there, and they want you to be a success. And we saw plenty of people come in, like you said, Jermaine, come in and didn't stay. You know what I mean? But, for the ones that stayed, here we are. You know what I mean? So I appreciate all three of y'all, man, coming on. We went a little bit over the time that I usually go, but y'all was funny. Y'all was funny on this one, man. But I appreciate it. And I'll be tapping y'all for future endeavors when we go forward, man. So appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for coming on, y'all.
Yeah, good meeting y'all, man.
Bro.
All right.
Hit me up. One.
Peace.